and for your family. That is why we march in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. That is why we join in solidarity to fight for the rights of workers and to fight for more housing. So, we want to take this opportunity to express solidarity as well. To our Black allies, we see you, we stand with you.
To our brown allies, we see you, we stand with you.
To our indigenous and immigrant allies, we see you and we stand with you.
To our LGBTQ+ and non-binary allies, we stand with you and we see you.
To the workers who have put themselves through so much through this pandemic, we see you, we stand with you.
To our differently abled allies, we see you and we stand with you.
And to our sisters, our mothers, our daughters, we see you, we stand with you. And we will fight alongside you. Stop Asian hate!
Stop Asian hate! Stop Asian hate! Stop Asian hate! Stop Asian hate!
Thank you, y'all. Stand in power.
Yo, that was amazing. Hey, that was amazing. Thank you. Vietnamese American Roundtable, y'all. You know, and that's just a really good reminder that this event is for everybody. This is not only an AAPI issue, this is an everybody in the United States of America issue. And we're just happy that we're happy the media decided to give us a little shine and then, you know, have us use it to promote everybody else, because that's what we want, right? This is not about us. This is not about us. This is about everybody. It's about the team. And I lost my sheet. Thank you. So I'm really excited for the next speaker, y'all. I am really excited for the next speaker. The next speaker is coming from San Jose, California as well. As you can see, there's a theme here. And Sarah Fernando, can you please start making your way to the stage, please? You're already here. I would like to introduce to everybody Sarah Fernando, the Chief Diversity Officer of Silicon Valley Pride. And she not only talks the talk, but she walks the walk, because she's also a Senior Management Analyst for the County of Santa Clara's Office of LGBTQ Affairs. Welcome to the stage.
San Jose, how you doing out there? I am usually the one that brings the energy to the crowd, and I'm a little bit more rhythmic with my chants. I see the beautiful people, all of you look beautiful today, but I want you to chant with me, stop Asian hate, 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 stop Asian hate. Tell me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Tell me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Tell me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Tell me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. This is what San Jose looks like, y'all. I want to do a check-in. I want to make sure that everybody here, I want to hear it from the women especially. I want to check in and make sure, are you physically safe? Are you physically well? Look around you. Make sure that wherever you're at in your space, are you nourished? Are you hydrated? Are you physically safe within this space? I want to check in terms of your mental safety. How are you doing emotionally? Are you here in the right space right now? Do you feel well to be in this space? What do you need to do? Who do you need to lean on? You are LGBTQ, lean on me. I will be your support. And I have lovely members from the LGBTQ community here who I am leaning support on. I want to check in with you spiritually. Are you spiritually in the right place? What do we need to do to get there? How can we bring this community together? I see a lot of allies in this space. I see immigrants. I see folks from the Black community. I see LGBTQ folks. Are they safe? And I just have to say, like, I am born and raised here in San Jose. I'm a proud, queer, transgender woman. And I have to say, in terms of just keeping myself nourished, like, I grew up east side San Jose, near Lion Supermarket, really close by the Chuck E. Cheese. I have to say, I had my share of banh mi. I had my fair share. I remember when that was $1, at least I would. And I know I'm aging myself, but in terms of like I know like boba guys, so I love boba guys, but they're so scared to come here in San Jose because San Jose has the best boba. And I had my fair share, trust. But look at what we did with this community, right? Lions Plaza, Milpitas Center, Cupertino, Little Saigon, Daly City, all that built with the hard work and effort from the Asian community. We have to understand that the blood, the sweat, the tears of the first generation immigrants that came here, we had to make that, we had to build that. And guess what? We are expanding out, and we are also inviting the Latinx community, the Black community, the LGBT community, the white community into our spaces, right? We know that we have the best Vietnamese food, don't get me wrong. I've tried it. I went, let's not go. If you want to talk about food, make sure you holler at your girl after. But in terms of what we do, like, this is the hard work and effort of Asians across the South Bay and across the nation, right? The hard work, the hard effort, the nail salons, the restaurants, the boba shops, the massage parlors, and for systemic racism to come through and claim the lives of 8 people in Atlanta, to have them murdered, and for identities to be diminished because of their industry, to say that this person had a sexual fetish, to say that this person had a bad day, and for white supremacy to come up and protect this human being, to diminish the identity of 6 Asian women, that is uncalled for. And guess what? When it comes to the transgender community, so far this year, 16 transgender people were murdered for being who they are. And guess what? They are also diminished for who they are. And guess what? Trans women are fetishized for their bodies, brutalized for their bodies. 44 trans women or trans folks were murdered last year alone, 22 of which were Black trans folks. This year alone, 16 trans folks have been murdered, 10 of which are Black trans women, 1 of which was murdered on Friday here in the South Bay. And her name is Natalia Smut. Natalia fell victim to the 16th transgender murder here in San Jose. And I know I talked about, or we talked about some of the things that I do within the county, right? I work for the Office of LGBTQ Affairs. I'm a Chief Diversity Officer for Silicon Valley Pride. This right here, this is sacred ground because Silicon Valley Pride happens here, right? I also work for the Human Rights Campaigns of the Board of Governors. On August 20th, when Natalia was in downtown San Jose, she was assaulted by a San Jose community member that tried to bring her in her car, or in their car, and her life almost ended there. I reached out to her because she posted this on social media, and guess what? I reached out to her and I said, I'm gonna hold San Jose accountable for this. This should not happen to you. This kind of treatment of the transgender community, regardless of their identity, regardless of how they got there, and let's be real, the marginalization happens because we do not understand the transgender community. Natalia died in Milpitas, California, born and raised San Jose, went to Independence High School. Natalia is the 16th transgender person to die. So when I talk about safety, when I walk up in these spaces, I am scared to shit because I don't know how I'm going to be perceived. That's all transgender people. There are Asian transgender people here in the United States, a lot of them I love to death, and I can't see one more transgender person get killed. 4 transgender murders alone in April, the 16th here, Natalia in San Jose, and I thought that would never happen. So, this is what I have to say to you folks. 1, check your privilege. Understand that the lives of transgender folks are very, very different from yours. I totally get it. But at the same time, what we need to do is educate ourselves on the trans community, right? Google doesn't judge. For the most part, I don't judge. Buy me boba and I will talk to you about the trans community. Trust. If you are an Asian group, talk to me. Learn. Bring the LGBTQ siblings that families kick out of their homes into your organizations, because guess what? They need community. After that, make sure you stand with the LGBTQ community, stand with the Black community, stand with the immigrant community, stand with women, stand with part or victims of domestic violence, stand with them and don't speak for them. That is not your fight. Do what you can. Give your privilege, give them the opportunity, give them the microphone to speak their truth. Empower them. Empower the LGBTQ community. Empower women. Empower the immigrant community. Empower those that need the mic. Then after that, make sure you are held accountable for your actions, and just let's make this policy change together. What I want to do, San Jose, is make sure that you are brought to the attention of the hate, the hurt, and the trauma of the trans community. But even me, as an Asian woman, I'm Filipino. I love each and every one of you. I'm born and raised in San Jose. I love your food. I love burritos here. Look at this. But let's see what we could do to bring community together, because why? Because this is what community looks like. Tell me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Tell me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Tell me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Tell me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Peace and love, y'all. My name is Sarah.
Kill it, kill it. Sarah Fernando, y'all. Sarah Fernando. And, this is just to reaffirm everything that she said. We are here for a reason. We are here because we're the ones in our communities, we're the ones in our families that want to make a change. We're here because we are willing to give our days, sacrifice our Saturday afternoons to stand with the rest of our community members so they feel heard, and they feel seen, and they feel protected and loved too. Discrimination in the LGBTQ community is very, very, very high. We also need to stand with them. I don't care if you weren't doing it vocally before, we need to do it together now. And that goes the same with the African American and Black community. And that goes the same with the Latino, Latinx community. If you're out here and if you are aware of an event or a rally that is happening in your community, show up, show support, because the bodies in the crowd help. They help the visuals, they help the people who are being hurt, and it helps show every single other person who's trying to attack that community that you're not only messing with that one community, you're messing with all of us. Because we all need to stand together, because that's how we ultimately move on, all right, y'all? Sorry, my sister's part of the LGBTQ community too, so I just had a lot of flashbacks in my head right now. We all need to stand together, everybody. So the next speaker, if there's a theme that everyone could see here, is in the last 30 days after we held that first rally at San Jose City Hall. I went to rallies all throughout the Bay Area because just like in Game of Thrones, I was trying to unite the kingdoms. And I'm very thankful that on this speaker's agenda, we were able to have 4 to 5 rally organizers of different rallies around the San Francisco Bay Area. So now I would like to introduce an accidental activist, San Mateo rally organizer at 13 years old, designer, and Ashlyn So.
Thank you, Adam, for inviting me to speak to you all. And thank you to all of you who are coming out here to support all communities. So, yeah. When I was younger, my parents brought me here during Christmas.